this is Chris from Soul Motorcycling. Thanks for tuning in and checking out episode 11, the Born Free interview episode. Man, what a crazy week it's been. Last weekend, we got a chance to jump on the bikes and ride 1,000 miles in 3 days to go down to SoCal to go see the Born Free Chopper show. I got to tell you, I've done a lot of really cool shit on my bike, but this has to be in the top 3 for sure. Now, we've had some guests on the show that introduce us to the chopper culture and everything. And in my opinion, that's one of the coolest aspects of riding. You know, what I do in the motorcycle industry isn't always the most glamorous, and it's more kind of look at as a stepping stone of what people got to do to get their license. But I tell you what, I had this vision. I wanted to go down, meet some cool people, hear some cool stories, and that's exactly what we did. I'm not going to lie, when we showed up, man, I was scared as shit. I didn't know who to talk to, what people were going to say. And one of the cool things about the whole experience is how supportive everybody is, how stoked they were. There's universal themes of it doesn't matter what bike you ride, as long as you're riding something. Doesn't matter where you ride to, as long as you're riding with your friends. And one of the biggest questions that we ask everybody is, what kind of advice would you give to people that want to learn how to ride or learn how to build or whatever? And every single one of them is just quit being a bitch and do it. You just got to do it. So that's what we did. I think the people that we met shared some really good stories. But I tell you what, man, anybody that's ridden a motorcycle knows that there's trips that when you get home, you're just a different person. And this is one of those trips for sure. Dude, there's so many good stories from so many good people. And to all of you out there that took the time to sit down and talk with a couple nerds about motorcycles and share your culture with us, man, I have no words. Thank you so much. Thanks for tuning in and listening. You guys are going to really dig this episode for sure.
Ready?
Yep.
Cool. Hey, I'm Jason, by the way.
Hey, Jason, Rooster.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
So, can you tell us a little bit about this bike real quick?
Yeah, sure. We've been working on it for the last year and a half. I built it with my buddy Vince at Comanche Cycling, and a lot of help from our friend Parker. We've been working on it, like I said, for the last year and a half. Giatano Soul painted the tank for us. It's a 1948 panhead. I actually I found the original bike. I was at the rock store, and some old guy came over to me. He goes, I got a 48 panhead in the garage. If you're interested, and we went and took a look at it. My buddy Russell from Exile Cycles actually was going to buy it and build it, and he started working on it, and he decided it wasn't for him. I took over the project, and I think it came out pretty good. Did a Frankenstein theme for it.
Yeah, dude, the tank is sick. It's absolutely amazing. And then all the brass stuff you build yourself, right?
A little of it. Yeah.
Some are repots and things.
Yeah, the controls I saw from Paper Street Customs, and I like those a lot. So we went with his forward controls, down rear pegs.
Yeah.
And then I think everything else you see that's brass, we did.
Yeah.
We changed up the forward controls. We put that bracket, push it farther forward.
We got a little leg room.
Yeah, the king and queen seat. I actually made this seat pan. I brought my wife in and measured her ass.
Right on. Straight up cooking.
Yeah.
So what got you into building bikes?
Man, you know what? I used to be a rodeo cowboy, so I was all
Holy
into
shit,
I was all
in shape? What's going on here, dude?
I was all into rodeo, and I got too old to rodeo, and I don't know, choppers seemed like the next step, man. I don't know. Yeah. Actually did this bike first, the Rooster.
Yeah.
And then everybody started calling me Rooster by accident. And then we worked on this one. And I've already got the theme for the next bike, man. It'll be called the Witch.
Yeah.
And I started in about 60 days. We'll get started off. I'm going to take a little break and then get back to it.
What advice would you give to somebody that wants to start building choppers?
You better know how to work on bikes, you know. They leak a lot, they're problematic, but they're fun. And once you ride a chopper, you're not going to get on anything else.
Cool, man.
So how many bikes do you think we built?
No, just these two, working on the third.
So you just made classics right off the bat.
Yeah. And then my friends are all great builders. This is Gilby Clark's right here that we're in. Gilby's been building bikes since 1986.
Holy shit.
All his Guns N' Roses days. Guns N' Roses. He was still working on bikes. As a matter of fact, the first bike Gilby was building him and Jesse James shared a lift. They rented a lift in a little shop, and that was when Jesse James started. Me and Jesse were working together. I just fell in with a lot of great bike builders. Famous Russell Mitchell from Exile Cycles. And Gilby, of course. And we got a good crew.
Awesome. So what area are you from? Are you local around here?
Yeah, we're Southern California. We spend our time riding through the Santa Monica Mountains and the Malibu area. We're on the other side of the Mount Calabasas, that area up in there.
What is your favorite ride to take? Like throughout the whole country or even the world, what's your favorite ride you've ever done?
Oh man, that's probably like the Mount Rushmore area, up in South Dakota. There's that ride through the Mount Rushmore area. I think Custer State Park is what it is. That is badass.
Right on.
Yeah, we haven't rid out there yet, but that's the plan this year. So
yeah, I got to get to it, man. That's
cool.
That's where you want to ride.
Well, awesome, Rooster. Thank you so much for taking the time, brother. I appreciate it. And yeah, thanks for taking the time. We're just starting out this project, and we appreciate the support.
Right
so,
on.
Thanks a
what's,
lot, guys.
what's your Instagram handle so people can find
Rooster the Chopper.
Rooster the Chopper?
Awesome.
I appreciate it, Rooster.
All right, man.
I'm Jason, by the way.
I'm Squint, man.
Nice to meet you, Squint. So what bike do you have here today?
I got a 56 Panhead.
56 Panhead. How'd you come across this bike?
I actually won a bike here.
You won a bike
Dude,
here?
I won the 2020 Lowrider S like a few years ago.
Holy shit.
Dude, I held on to it. My mom was like, don't sell it, don't sell it.
Don't sell it, right?
And within a year, I was like, Mom, I haven't put 1,000 miles on it. I don't want it. I want to break down.
Yeah.
And so I found this guy, actually my buddy Manny, he found this guy on Facebook selling his Panhead, some, I don't know if he's HA or something, but he had a bunch of
Some
HAs.
club shit, yeah.
But from Fresno, he came up and he's like, man, I'm too old. I can't kick this thing over anymore. So we came up. Hey, man, you willing to trade? He's like, yeah, dude, let's trade. So he gave me this bike plus a couple grand on top of it.
There you go.
Dude, we got there. We didn't expect it to start over. It was empty, no gas, no oil.
Yeah.
We put a little bit of oil, a little bit of gas. And then accidentally, kicking it over, it just fucking starts
First
up.
burp, it just
Dude,
went.
I had to pretend like I wasn't even excited. I
Fuck,
was
dude.
like,
You didn't have to put it in
"Oh,
second and rock it back to TDC. You just
No.
fucking went for it.
Dude, I had to pretend. I was like, I don't know. Like,
We always do that, man. That's
but
how it
dude,
goes.
I was excited, man. I had
So once you got hold of this bike, what did you change to it? What are the big
so
changes?
we took it out. We took I rebuilt the transmission.
Yeah.
It used to have a jockey shift, but honestly, dude, like I tried it, I couldn't do it. So I switched it over to hand clutch.
Yeah.
Carb rebuilt, everything. The top end was already rebuilt. I bought new tins.
Yeah.
The old ones were kind of worn down a little bit. So my buddy Mike, he was actually teaching me how to pinstripe. And so I told him, I was like, dude, do whatever you want to
Yeah.
it. My only request is pink and black. So
Yeah.
he added the blue, and there's like layers. There's lace. There's
Yeah, you
this
can see you got the
line.
fucking flower lace, you got the pinstripe glitter in
Yeah.
there, you got the shading from the pink to purple.
And then his brother is like an up and coming tattoo artist. He's actually pretty well known in LA.
Yeah.
Named Andrew Lopez, and his first time he ever hand drew on top of a tank, but he drew all the roses on it.
Now, did he airbrush that or did he fine line it?
He did it with pencil.
Oh,
And
with
then-
pencil, holy
yeah.
shit.
And then his brother just colored over it.
Oh, hell yeah, there you go, teamwork.
And yeah, so it's kind of cool because it's like everything transitions into a different color.
Yeah, dude,
And
it
then-
blends really well. Like, it's super subtle because from far away, you're just like, oh, this is simple as shit. And then when you walk up to it, you're like, holy fuck, there's
Yeah.
layers of detail in
So
there.
this side's pink, but this side's blue, and then in the middle it's purple.
Oh, so it blends right together in the
Yeah.
center. Fuck yeah, dude, that's nice.
It's a trip. And then actually the seat. So I used to have a tuck and roll seat.
Yeah.
And my buddy that actually helped me get the bike, he said, hey, let me borrow your bike for a show in San Diego. I was like, yeah, no problem.
That's how it goes.
And on his way back, he said, all right, good news or bad news? And I was like, dude.
As long as it's running, I don't care what the
I
bad
was
news
like, bad
is.
news. And he's like, your seat's somewhere on the 5 freeway. And I was like,
Oh.
he's like, the good news is, he's like, I got 3 seats you can pick from. So
There
he
you go.
had this one, another tuck and roll, and a cheetah print.
Yeah.
And I guess they had a bet on which one I was gonna choose.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, I like this one, Cheech and Chong, man.
Yeah, dude, there you go.
And he won the bet. He's like, I knew you were gonna pick that one. So it kind of went with the bike. Like, you know, like I grew up around the lowrider scene a lot too, so it just kind of like naturally goes with it.
So is this matching numbers and everything, or was it
so
kind of
case,
hacked?
everything wishbone.
Yeah.
racing, everything matches.
And you're running a super E carb, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. How do you like that versus like running the older style carbs on it?
Honestly, I haven't had an opportunity to run the older stuff.
Don't,
But
stick with the super E, dude. If it's reliable, fucking stay with it.
Yeah, I know. So I used to have the air filter on it, but I guess once everything was put back together, it didn't like the air filter, so we had to take it off.
Well, I mean, it's your bike. You got to ride it the way you want. Fuck everybody else, dude.
Yeah, I know. Dude, I actually had to get adjusted to it because I kept on bobbing it out. I kept on hitting the carb. And just like this morning, I figured out I've been trying to get the bells and whistles. It's one pump, one prime, one pump, and then turn it on and it kicks over. Before it's like 1,000 kicks. Anywhere in between.
Now you got your routine. You're good.
Yeah, finally.
So fucking, what tires are you running on here? I see you got Firestones on the rear. Is this Firestone on the front? Okay, good.
So I got a 16 and then just 21. This one actually, so I used to have the original Springer on it.
Yeah, I was about to say, because I've never seen the wide glide front end on these. Not recently, anyways.
So I'm not even sure what year this is from. I think it's like 60s, but my buddy Carrie, owner of Choppers Magazine, he let me it. But my old Springer, I cracked it on the way to EDR, and then I was about to slap another wheel on it, and my buddy looked at it, he said, hey, dude, you shouldn't ride this.
The El Diablo run, right? EDR, okay, yeah.
Dude, on that one, I lost my whole clutch basket.
No!
So I have the original Star Hub, but I had to switch it out to the lowbrow one because it wouldn't fit the axle.
Yeah.
So once I get my Springer fixed up, I'll put up.
You'll swap it back?
But this one, it's been holding good. It's the Star Hub too.
Now, do you prefer the Springer over the cartridges, or
what?
Like riding both? What do you like more? Because I know Springers look cooler and everyone wants to do them.
The Springer, it's bouncy.
Bouncy?
It's bouncy. Like I will not lie, it's fucking bouncy. But this one, it soaks up everything like fairly easy. The only thing is, it's harder on the ass.
Oh yeah.
So
because you're rigid, so yeah, for sure.
But once you get used to it, you start like figuring out that your shocks are your knees and you kind of bounce with it.
Yeah.
You're good to go.
And then, did it take a minute for you to get used to just using rear brake instead of having two?
Yeah, I kind of had to.
Yeah, well, I mean, obviously you got to, but like.
Yeah, so I used to have a Sporty, and I took off the front brake because I extended it out.
Yeah.
And I didn't have a long enough cable, so I got used to it from there.
Okay. So it was a slightly easier transition hopping onto here.
But for the most part, it's just learning how to downshift. And,
okay.
You go with that. Because before that, I mean, I got used to the front brake all the time. It was scary at first.
Yeah, I would imagine.
Yeah. Because there's been a couple times actually, like, because I have mechanical drums.
Yeah.
Dude, I would leave my mom's house, and out of nowhere the bolt falls off, and I don't even know, and I'm like, oh shit, dude, and then I have to downshift real quick.
Power shift all the way to first, yeah.
Dude, it's crazy.
Fucking clutch stutter it to stall it out when you finally get to where you want to go.
I have a couple of shoes that like one side is like lower than the other. It's crazy, but I wouldn't change it, man, because like at the end of the day, it's crazy. It goes back to like that bike I won, like. It was so new that I didn't want to ride it. It never made me feel like I want to ride.
Yeah.
And I like these older bikes because, you got to fix your way back home.
Yeah.
Todd Blue, he has the podcast stuff, and there's a line that he says, he's like, it's just one of those things that when you're fixing your way home, it's the challenge that excites you. And
well, then you understand your bike more, too. So when you get those weird sounds, you're like, oh, no, that shit's normal, versus just being fucking sketched out the whole time.
Dude, on the way here, like my coil, it slipped out, so I actually had to tape it together.
There you go. That way you still idle. Holy shit.
Dude, because it was running off of one cylinder.
And then going from newer style bikes to older choppers, I mean, riding this every day, would you ever go back to newer style bikes? Or
I've only had one newer style bike. So I've only gotten older and older. So
older.
Yeah, so I had an 03 Sporty. And I had that for a couple months because I was like a bear on a bike.
Yeah.
And then
I know how it goes. I'm 6'2". My first bike was an 886 or 88306 Sportster. I fucking looked like Baloo on a tricycle, man. It was fucking nuts.
Then I bought this racing bike. It was a shovel, 81 shovel.
Yeah.
And then I ended up selling that one. And then I was bikerless for like a year, and then I got this one. So I just keep on getting older and older.
Just going older and older.
Dude, maybe one day, like I think next one I want to do is a flathead. But I'm saving up because I was like, dude, I need a reliable bike. I need to get to work.
Dude.
I want to ride one of those.
Yeah, we had to ride old reliables up here. I had to ride my 2019 Road King because I'm just like, fuck, dude. Going from Sacramento to here, that's fucking 700 miles. I ain't trying to break down.
I'm just trying to go through traffic without having to kick it over.
Yeah, straight up, yeah. And then going from like a wider bike to a skinnier, like Frisco style, like this one, lane splitting. Is it any easier, or is it just an optical illusion?
You know what? Yeah, I mean, you still tighten up.
You still pucker up a little bit? Yeah. At least you got a comfy fur here, so it ain't too bad.
You still tighten up. You kind of maneuver it. You use your hips more to like kind of maneuver it. Definitely like with longer forks, it's more scarier because you don't really have a lot to play with.
Yeah.
But I mean, I've rode a dyno through like lane splitting. I was like, that shit was scarier than this. But this one, it's like you feel like you could just go in and out. Like just today, I was trying to get over here and they pushed us all the way to the side, and I squeezed through every single bike with just like this much space in between.
Dude.
We got through it, so it's kind
Yeah,
of
I'm riding Big Booty Judy, dude. I got the full saddlebags. I'm just like fucking puckering up the whole time. Especially this LA traffic here. I'm used to, but out here, they're a whole nother breed. So it took a minute for me to get used to.
That's the
like
worst
first 40
traffic.
miles of lane splitting through LA, I was just like, oh, fuck this, dude.
Yeah, your side starts hurting because you're scared.
Yeah, dude, you're just crunched up, just trying to make sure you're sticking to it.
Dude, it's scary because like I know right now, like I said, I'm saving up for like a newer bike because I work construction, so I'm always like traveling around, and most of the time I'm married to like some traffic, man, for like 2 hours. So I was like, it's either something or I get a bike and I go through the like lane splitting and I have to call it a day. I'm ready for it, dude. LA traffic sucks.
Fuck it. All right, dude, I really appreciate the interview, man. It was great. Dude, I love the bike.
Thank you.
Huh? Oh, what's your Instagram so everybody knows where you're at, dude?
Squinston Tarantino.
Squinston Tarantino. That's good. I fucking love it, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Anytime, man.
I appreciate it. How you doing? I'm Jason, by the way.
Manny.
Nice to meet you, man.
Yeah.
What kind of bike do you got here right
it's
now?
It's a 58 Panhead. Matching numbers, matching trans. Pretty much everything was period correct for the most part when I got it. Complete bike, but the guy that I bought it off of took a paintbrush to it, and he wanted a Raiders bike. So he painted it all black and gray.
Oh, well, let the Raiders be Raiders.
Yeah. I took it, stripped it all down, and just built a chopper out of it. He already had a hard-tailed frame on there, so it worked out. Harley frame, and didn't really have the money to put it all together, so Choppers Magazine kind of helped out.
Hey, there you go, the homies.
A lot of hand-me-down parts, and the wheels are donated by Carrie Brobeck. My buddy Rocket, he helped me kind of just get the whole motor going. The guys from White Line Vintage up in El Paso, these two young guys that are just building motors and trying to get their feet wet. Dude, they rebuilt the whole motor, split the cases, the transmission as well, shipped it out to El Paso, they sent it back. Killer work, fire's first kick. So
fire's first kick?
Yeah, so those guys did what they're supposed to do.
So what's your process to do a first kick fire?
Man.
What do you got to do? What's your technique?
On this bike?
On this bike, yeah.
Fucking doing like 15 prime kicks, a couple squirts.
Yeah,
okay. I got to retard it, cross my fingers.
Hope for the best.
And hope for the best, That's pretty much it. And usually it goes.
Yeah. So is this the first bike you built?
This is about the 4th or 5th bike I've built. But this is the first bike that I've built that I said that I'm
it's your build.
It's my build. It's mine.
You didn't start on like an Evo chop. This is your first like panhead style.
Correct.
One, right?
Yeah. And every bike I've built has been, stripped down to the frame. But this is the first one where I took a lot of pride. And
then did you do the sick ass paint job, or you have somebody else crack it out for you?
He's actually here somewhere.
Where's he at? Put him on the spot.
James. James. Come here. Here. So I came with the idea that I wanted to do a kind of Mexican themed style bike.
Yeah.
So I picked the whitest guy I know to help me paint it.
Hell yeah.
So I presented the idea to him, and he's like, it's a little too brown for me, but he said it was bitchin'. He loved the idea.
Yeah.
And then I kind of threw a curveball at him, and I was like, I want to crack it.
Oh.
And that's where we kind of went down this spiral and calling people. And
I spent decades trying to make paint like beautiful and nice finish, and so we had to spend like 2 weeks to finish how to fuck it up.
Yeah. So So they took his 40 years of painting experience and fucked it up in 1 hour.
It was really fun though.
Yeah.
Like the kids coming over and we're just doing it and hanging out in the garage and
big old family project.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Stenciling it all out, making sure everything was the way that we wanted it. He mixed the color like in 10 minutes. I showed him a picture of it.
There you go, dude.
Yeah.
He's like, I want you to do it like that Japanese guy that does all those things. And I'm like, I had 2 colors, mix them together, and he's like, perfect.
Oh, the guy that does it by eyesight.
Yeah,
You just see oh my God, he does the sickest shit on Instagram. I'm like, dude, how does he see these colors just go bloop, bloop, bloop? Oh,
That's exactly what he did.
I'm like, that guy's fake. I'm the paint guru.
Yeah.
I got this.
There
Showed
you
him
go.
a picture on my phone, and he's just like, bloop, bloop, bloop. There it is. Perfect.
Fuck
and that's pretty much how we ended up with this. And
Sorry to
good
throw
stuff.
you on the spot, James.
Oh, no worries, man.
Oh,
Yeah.
hell yeah. Good.
Thanks for stopping by and admiring this.
Yeah, dude,
Yeah.
like it's definitely sick. Like there's so many panheads here, but there's very few that I think are done like period correct and really well, but still being unique. Not the same thing that gets regurgitated over and over again. all
Yeah,
the
it's
time.
like we were just having this conversation earlier with Carrie. He's like, dude, the blueprint's already there.
Yeah. And when Manny's on it, it just ties it all in.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, the blueprint's already there. You just kind of follow the lines and just make sure that build what you want.
Like blend with the dude, you know, like
That's all it is.
Yeah, it's only a chopper if it's unique.
capturing his dream and making it better. That's what it's all about. You know,
And that's it, man.
it's not my dream; it's
Yeah.
his. You know.
And like everybody, and like we always say, the only thing you can do to make it cooler is put miles on it.
Yes,
And that's
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Thanks, James. I
Yeah.
appreciate you.
Yeah, man. You can find him at SBJ Customs, and then you can find me at Lobo Baba. Yeah.
Lobo Baba.
Yeah.
There we go. So I'm Jason, by the way.
Jason, great to meet you. I'm Mike.
Nice to meet you, Mike.
So I've been doing this kind of stuff for 10 years.
Yeah.
I've been into the whole culture since I was a little kid.
Yeah.
I got to see Evil Knievel in
There you go.
75, jump at Wembley. I was always fascinated with Dave Mann, hence.
There we go. Yeah, you have to. There you go.
Man tattoo. So it's like my biggest influence is the thing that always draws me and inspires me. I've always been a big Dave Mann fan, a big Roth fan.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. And I got to know Carrie at Choppers magazine. But before that, I was doing stuff for like Show Class. I did
Yeah,
like
Show
all
Class.
their center spread paintings and stuff like that. So yeah, I keep myself pretty busy.
There you go.
Yeah.
So what was the first bike you ever had?
The first bike I ever had was I had a Sportster.
Yeah.
So back in the UK, it's quite tough getting decent Harleys.
Yeah,
But
I'd imagine.
I was able to acquire a Sportster and chop it. I'm kind of competent, but not competent enough to do stuff. So I had a buddy of mine chop my first bike for me.
Yeah.
It was a pretty neat little bike. We sort of ripped everything we didn't need off of it.
Yeah.
Got a really nice flame tank from a friend who runs another magazine. I had it flamed, put it on. I rode that for quite some time, and then I was lucky enough to get myself a really nice shovel head.
Yeah.
Shovel head chop.
Troublehead, yeah.
Yeah, so that was a lot of fun. So yeah, I have a couple of Harleys now, which I ride about in London. There ain't nothing like it.
Yeah. You didn't do any BSAs or Triumphs or anything like that? You stuck
No,
American?
Not my bag. I always
Yeah.
loved American. I've
Yeah.
always loved American counterculture, American culture, like from Roth. When I was a kid, I'd go into like sweet shops there, and they'd
Yeah.
have these monster model kits.
Yeah.
I didn't know what they were, but I had to have them.
Yeah.
So that kind of threw my love onto Roth. In '82, I started working for an American punk blues band called the Gun Club.
Yeah.
So I did their fan club from about 81 to 85, 86. I was here touring with them. I stay in Long Beach as well and hang out with a good friend of mine called Long Gone John,
Yeah.
who ran a label called Sympathy for the Record Industry.
Yeah.
Now, Roth lived in Long Beach.
Yeah.
So my friend John, we jumped in his Cadillac, we drove over to see Roth. I banged on the door, I looked through the glass, there was like a big rat fink there. Sadly, Roth wasn't in.
Oh, bummer. Bummer.
So I was gutted, but yeah, it was good. He's been one of my biggest inspirations as
For
well.
sure.
So I love the whole American counterculture, from Robert Williams to Roth to Spain to all of those underground cats. You know,
Yeah.
that stuff. There's just something about it that I get drawn to. So I love it. Yeah.
So how often are you in America versus the UK? How often you come back and forth?
I kindly get invited over by Choppers magazine crew to fly over. Generally what I do is I come over, do Born Free
Yeah.
with these guys.
Yeah.
Next year I'm hoping to do some rides with them as well.
Yeah.
So it's expensive.
Yeah,
to
no, of
get
course.
here. Staying isn't an issue.
Yeah.
I'm always staying with someone, but next year we're hoping to do Sturgis, like I do
Yeah.
Sturgis Rum. There's also, they do like Virginia City, so Roundup, so we're going to try and do that as well.
Yeah.
So it's like a time. Money,
Yeah, every time my group has
fix.
gone to Sturgis, they get lost in Yellowstone. They never
Oh.
make it. They just keep riding Yellowstone for the whole trip and then head back. So.
I know it's big. I want to experience more of this beautiful country.
Yeah.
Because this is mind blowing.
Yeah.
I know people come to the UK and they say it's mind blowing. It's the same for us. We
Yeah.
come here.
Because it's just what you're
stuff.
used to versus what's
No,
different.
absolutely, absolutely, yeah. So it keeps me the artwork and everything keeps me busy. These guys seem to love me, and I love them. You know, so it's
Keep it rolling,
it's
dude.
great fun. Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
what is Chopper Magazine got here today?
So Choppers Magazines, they've got 3 new designs that I've done for them. There's the Pink Panther design.
Yeah.
There's the Born Free shirt, and there's the My Daddy Rides a Chopper T-shirt. That
Yeah.
I've done for them. So they're 3 that they're highlighting of mine that I've done. There's the new coloring book which we've just done, which is out. So this is for, like, the kids.
Yeah.
This book belongs to whoever you want, and it's like a story. This
Yeah.
is Search for Chopper Gold. So it's actually searching for that knucklehead chopper. So there's lots of things for kids or adults to do. I mean, I'm a big kid.
Yeah, 100%.
Do this sort of stuff, and you end up, hey, be first, be cool,
Yeah.
So, and then a buddy of mine, we do this thing called Tijuana Thunder. We love Mexican culture and stuff
Yeah.
like that. And we incorporate this sort of artwork, and these guys let us come here and just.
So have
do our
you've done
stuff.
EDR a couple times then?
Yeah, that, and we do banners as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I keep busy.
So do you just borrow bikes when you're out here in the States, or do you have one
I'll
that's
be
just?
honest. I haven't ridden here.
Oh, not yet.
No, because because we bring so much stuff with us.
You're always driving the van or whatever.
Yeah, so it's like, but I wanna.
Yeah.
But it's like, it's also like time. I'm only here for like a few days.
Yeah.
So we flew in on Thursday. We go back on Monday.
Yeah.
So it's a time element.
Yeah.
And we get caught up in all the partying and stuff. So sometimes it's like, you want to do it, but you run out of time.
So when you come out here, you mainly hang out in the SoCal area, I assume?
Absolutely. Yeah. For me, what this is great for is I also get to meet people that I've done artwork for in different regions of America.
Yeah.
There's a great friend of mine, a guy called Zach from Heavy.
Yeah.
I'd done designs for him like about 8-9 years ago. He introduced me to Tom Fugel because Zach was part of the El Forcastaro motorcycle chapter. I got to do designs with Tom. I got to do a billfold, the Dave Mann billfolds he'd done. I'm the only artist to have a billfold with Tom that was similar to like Dave Mann sort of style before he passed. But I painted him a few times. I got to paint Slave Louie, Dougie Pooh, Buzzard, all these old cats, and they're the guys that totally kind of
the old heads, the one that's got started for all of us.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I feel I've been blessed and really lucky to do this kind of stuff. And you know what, man? I just love doing stuff for anybody. I don't care. As long as they're cool, I'm down for doing stuff. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I appreciate your time. It was
thank
super
you,
nice.
man.
I appreciate you talking about all this stuff
No,
here. This is
it's
great.
a pleasure. It's nice to get like a push.
Yeah, the whole point of our podcast is to try to find people with different points of views, so that way we can see everybody on every kind of bike. Doesn't matter what you ride. I mean, I prefer Harleys over anything else.
My point of view is, as long as you're having fun, no matter what it is, and as long as you're cool, that's great.
As long as it has 2 wheels and runs, man, who gives a shit, dude? Just get after it.
The fact that I love that kind of thing, more than maybe that kind of thing, it's a personal preference.
Yeah, 100%.
I love that kind of thing.
Yeah, I like this kind more. Yeah. That's my style.
Thanks, man.
All right, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thanks, man.
Thank you. No, I appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank
you. Dude. I'm Jason from the Soul Motorcycling Podcast, by the way.
Hey, good to meet you. Carrie Brobeck, Choppers Magazine.
There you go. Yeah. So how long has the Choppers Magazine been around?
So Choppers Magazine started in 1967 by Ed Roth.
Yeah.
And it changed hand a few times, and I was working for Easy Riders, wanted to do something on my own, left there, talked to the Roth family, and just, this was available, so I went for it.
Hell yeah. So how long have you had it?
I've had it going on 4 years now.
4 years
Yeah.
now. There you go. So what got you into motorcycling? What started you getting in the chopper realm?
I grew up in a 1% family.
Okay.
Knew I didn't want that part of it.
Okay.
But always been around motorcycles my whole life. My grandfather used to race motorcycles, so off-road.
Off-road?
Yeah, that's it. I mean, it's just been part of my life since I can remember.
What is your favorite bike you've ever owned?
This one.
This one right here?
This Panhead, yeah.
This Panhead? And what year is this Panhead?
That is a 58.
58 Pan. And did you do all the work on it yourself, or did you have some help?
I built this bike probably 4 different times.
Okay.
I've done everything except the motor work. Hockey from Hog Killers does all my motor work, keeps the bike running good.
Good guy over there.
Yeah. Other than that, I'm a good bike putter together.
There you go.
I'm not a fabricator. I'm not a builder. I just I know what I like, and I buy it, and I put it all together, and it works.
So how big are the changes and transitions you've done? If this is your 4th iteration, has it always been like a Springer Frisco style setup? Or?
No, this is the first Springer I have, and I only did this. One of my advertisers makes this repop front end, so I said, let me give it a try. I love it. I love it. I had a wide glide on it for 15 years, and just recently kind of put this on.
And do you like the Springer more, or would you rather go back to the wide glide now that you've ridden it for a little bit?
You know, I like them both.
I
like them both, yeah. I like them both. I think they both look good. Manny just built this bike. And,
that bike is so sick.
he put a wide glide on it. You know, you can't, wide glide is shit, so.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Is there any bike that you haven't owned that you want to own?
Not really. I mean, I would say Knucklehead.
Yeah.
It's never, you know, but that's.
I don't got 40 grand laying around.
Yeah, I don't either.
That's
you know,
that's my dream chopper is doing like a Springer front end Knucklehead, but they're hard to come
Other than
by.
that, yeah. I mean, I can't see dropping that kind of money on a motorcycle, you know. I've been working with Harley Davidson a lot. They let me borrow this one. So I've been riding this one around. This is one of the icon bikes. This is number 3. Of like 1700. It's not bad to have a new bike now. You know, I'm getting old. I'm turning 52 in a few weeks. So I'm like, all right, I'll never sell my chopper.
Yeah, never.
But I'm finally thinking now about maybe getting a new bike.
This is the same thing. We rode down here in our old reliables. So I came on my 2019 Road King, which I have the, I stole the tin set for the 2020 Revival, so the blue and white setup. And it's on a road glide, so I had to do a little bit of conversion for it because I don't have that white fairing. And the only thing I've been trying to find is a windscreen that's got the blue tint instead of the red tint, but finding it done right, not some garbage tint somewhere else. So that's my problem. Because we did from Sacramento to here, so I'm like,
oh, nice.
I don't want my bike breaking down on the way, so we did the old reliable setup. But yeah, you got to have both. You got to experience both.
Yeah, I've always been a guy that just had like, this is a reliable bike. So like this bike has been to Sturgis many times. It's been to almost all the El Diablo runs. Down to San Felipe. Really, he's never failed me. You know, like I said, Aki with Hog Killers builds a motor, trans. It runs like it. People always are amazed that it just goes and goes and goes. So.
And how many kicks does it take to get going? What's your routine?
Well,
for that?
same thing. If nobody's watching, 1 kick.
There you go. That's the right answer.
It's pretty much 3 prime kicks and it fires. And it fires up.
And you're running a Super E on there, right?
Yep.
Pretty much the standard. Everybody does that with a pan.
Yeah. It's like if you want to go distance and you know, you don't want to fuck with it too much. You know, I'm not a period correct guy.
Yeah.
You know, I don't care. I just put what I think, what I like, and that's it.
Yeah, as long as you like it, who gives a shit?
Yeah.
What is your favorite ride you've ever done?
Ooh, man. The Sturgis ride is good. Sturgis itself, that. El Diablo run, it's changed a little bit, but it's still a fun ride. You know, anywhere you go with your friends, it doesn't matter where we go.
And have you exclusively ridden in like the North America area? Have you ever ridden overseas?
We did like a cross-country trip in Japan and one in France. That was great. Both of them were amazing trips. So those were on, of course, I think the Japan trip was on new Harleys. Harley gave us bikes for that.
Yeah.
The France trip, people loaned us their choppers. And we so we had a great time. Yeah. So that was a fun trip. We ended up in the Pyrenees Mountains in this like farmhouse that was 800 years old.
Jeez.
Like,
what do you think is the biggest difference between riding overseas to riding here in North America? What is like your big takeaway?
Oh man, you know what? I gotta say, the people we were riding with were friends. So for me, it's all about who you're with and the ride. Like obviously we're in France, we're riding through all their national parks, and it was just beautiful scenery. But every night it was a party, just like it is with us here. You know, so not a whole lot of difference. I mean, we did riding on the other side of the road. Obviously, is different. It's kind of weird
to get used
to.
You
just follow because, you know.
And then going overseas, like in Japan and in France, were you allowed to split lanes over there, or is that not okay? I mean, whether you did it or not did, it's irrelevant. But like,
I don't think we did. We rode like fucking animals out there too. My wife actually, she rode too someone's bike. And she got a ticket. Well, we got, because they have like just cameras.
Yeah.
And they just ticket you. You don't even know. They just send the tickets in the mail. So, yeah.
What bikes did you ride in France and Japan? Were they newer or older? Well, I mean, you said in France it was choppers. So what choppers did you ride in France?
I had a shovel head, kind of more of a classic style with like a tractor seat and all that. My wife had like a really cool Sportster chopper.
Oh, there you go. Evo chop?
Yeah, and she can rip. She's been riding a long time, and And the guys like Yanni from Power Plant was there with us, a few other guys, and they were clowning me because I'm on this like big kind of, clunky bike, and she's on this just real tight little chopper, and she was mashing. And they're like, why can your wife fucking ride better than you? And I'm like, man, fuck you guys. Like,
I'm on a borrowed bike, dude. I didn't get one that fits me. So between you and your wife, who do you think's been riding longer? Did she get into motorcycles?
She got in because of me,
Because of you.
Yeah, but she's been riding almost 20 years already, too.
Okay, cool.
I always laugh, call her the original Babes Ride Out.
There you go.
We were going to like El Diablo Run and it was Sturgis and all, and there was not a lot of women riders.
Yeah.
Not a lot. Not like there is now. Now
now you got Babes Ride Out and everything. They're bringing more women into it, which is awesome.
They're building bikes, so they're getting involved with custom bikes. It's cool.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. It's good having a vibe out here where it's not just everyone looks like a scary biker club kind of guy.
Yeah. Great. This is my toughest biker outfit right here.
Yeah, dude. I fucking had to cut these into Daisy Dukes because it was way too hot earlier.
I rode in jeans and boots, and I was like, nope. I brought these with me. So.
Yeah, so much for 89 degrees, man. It's way hotter than that for sure. So is this your daily go-to ride, or do you have a couple other?
Pretty much. So this is the one I ride almost. I do, Shoppers Mag is not my full-time job. I have a full-time job in construction. I have a work truck, so I am in management, so I can ride to work, and so I ride this a lot. Harley's let me borrow this bike. I've been commuting on that, thinking about getting, there's some about just hitting a button and going in the morning, like because every now and then this will act up, and I gotta
just a little too cold, not bright enough.
Especially on the cold days when I got my jacket and I'm ready to go, and then I'm kicking, then I'm sweating.
Yeah.
But
your first 10 minutes riding's just cooling down. You're like, it's 30 degrees outside. What's happening?
Yeah. But ever since I got rid of the RT, this is my guy. Yeah.
So, if you could guesstimate how many motorcycles you've owned in your entire experience of riding, how many do you think it would be?
Not too many. I don't know, 8, 10.
8? Yeah. So you just have a bike, have it for a long time.
This one I've had for almost 20 years.
20 years now.
Yeah.
So before panheads were cool then?
Panheads always been cool.
Well, at least as popular as they are now. Yeah. Now everyone's trying to find
when they were affordable, I should say.
When they were affordable,
yeah.
I think knuckleheads were $3,000 a pop. Yeah.
Paid $4,000 for that bike.
Yeah. Is there out of any Harley that's ever been made, is there one that you want to get your hands on that you haven't been able to, like besides doing a knucklehead chop?
Man, kind of eyeballing. It's kind of weird coming from the guy that does Choppers Magazine. Is the new Pan America really? Maybe.
Oh yeah. Did you see San Diego Customs Pan America?
I haven't seen it yet.
Dude, it's pretty sick.
Danger Dan and his bikes right there.
Yeah.
He's turned me on to those. Danger Dan turned me on to two things: Pan Americas and Crocs. It looks fun as hell.
I'd test ridden a couple of the Pan Americas when they first came out, and the only weird thing for me trying to get used to it is that it really doesn't kick in until you hit like 7K RPM, because it redlines at like 8 or 9. So like when you're in the lower RPMs, it feels like a scooter, but as soon as you hit that grab and it kicks in, it fucking rips.
I haven't even ridden one yet, but I think when I turn this one back in, I'm gonna probably see if they'll let me borrow one of those for a few weeks.
Dude, I appreciate you taking the time to do this little interview with us.
Yeah, no problem, man.
Yeah.
Thank you
so much, man.
Yeah. You guys, where are you from?
Sacramento.
You guys come up to Virginia City?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We'll come up and see you guys.
Yeah. Thrashing Supply's doing the new bike stuff for us.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Do they have a booth out here?
No, they're just hiding behind the Harley booth.
Around.
Yeah, they're just hanging out.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. All right. So I'm Jason from the Soul Motorcycle Podcast, by the way. And you are?
I'm Savvy Sabs.
Savvy Sabs.
I'm Shotgun Liz.
Hell yeah. What's you guys' Instagram handle so people can find you?
Oh, that was them.
Oh, that was them. There you go.
Savvy_Sabs, but
there you go.
I go by Savvy a lot.
There you go.
My name's actually Sabrina.
Sabrina, okay.
I just have a list. Let me get my scroll.
So what kind of bikes do you guys ride right now?
So I have a Harley Sportster 1200. It's a 2000.
There you go. It's a good year.
Yeah.
Good year before the oil bags turn square, right? Still a good year.
Yes.
Yes.
Sorry, I had to think about it. I was like,
just nod and wave.
Yeah.
You're good. And what do you ride?
I just have a bicycle and I ride on the back of hers.
Hey, as long as you're on the back of one, you're good to go, dude.
In the yard, waiting to be repaired for like the past 10 years. We're fixing it next year though. Yeah.
I got a 1999 Honda Shadow that's in my dad's garden right now. Thing runs, I swear. So I get it. So Alex was saying that he's building you a bike right now. What's the bike that he's building for you?
So it's the bike I already have, my Sporty.
Oh, so he's working on the Sporty.
Yeah. We met through his partner Emily, and she's the sweetest person. We met at work, and I just shot Moto Maidens.
Yeah.
It was before season 2 or after season? it's all a blur. It's hot, but
Who cares? As long as everybody looks at Motomains, they'll see everybody in there, so it's all good. Yeah.
Plug it. But yeah, and I met Emily, and I got hooked up with Alex. We started following each other on Instagram, and we had a meeting, and he's pretty much told me, like, how do we make your bike dreams come true?
Yeah.
And I was like, do I get to work on it too? And he's like, fuck yeah, dude. You're going to be doing most
you're
of the
part
work.
of it. You're
Although
in it.
they did most of the work, but like I got to hardtail my own bike, fabricate the seat pan, and learn and gain so much knowledge hands-on where I just got a dream position because being, I am late into the trades and I guess working on bikes, I could do simple maintenance, but like building one was completely different.
Yeah, it's a whole nother ball game.
Yeah, it was so fun. It was cute. We had that 3-day idea.
Yeah.
We're like, we're going to do it in 3 days. We're like, okay. I lived in San Francisco, New Orleans. This bike is rusted, fucking hard to get off.
Especially on the coast, man. It happens quick.
Oh, yeah.
So the Sportster that they're working on for you right now, that's your first bike you've ever had that you're doing now? What was your first bike you ever had?
It's a CB Honda 200 Twin.
There you go.
Her named her the Reaper, properly named because like no matter how hard I worked on that bike, I couldn't keep it running.
Yeah.
The electrical was just a little bit out of my game. So.
Yeah, my first is the one sitting in my dad's yard, a 99 Honda Shadow. Yeah.
Dude, let's work
Everyone
on
starts
it.
with a Honda. You go from Hondas to Harleys. That's how it transitions
I'm like,
for
you're
sure.
in Sacramento?
Yeah.
I'm like, mostly because I want more hands-on training. No,
Yeah.
or like utilize my skills that I had to learn. But.
So what got you into motorcycling? What was the click that you're just like, fuck it, I'm going to hop on a bike, we're going to do it now? What influenced you?
So a couple of things. Like, I always thought motorcycles were cool growing up, and I've always liked old, rusty shit.
Yeah.
And when I was living in Los Angeles for a bit, it was like 2010, I met a boy, and I was on the back of his motorcycle, and I was like, this is the coolest thing in the world. And then when we broke up, I'm like, I need a bike, dude.
Yeah.
Like, I can't live without this.
Yeah, now you got to buy your own.
And like, and it took me a while, but I pretty much did save tips working at a coffee shop and got to buy my little CB.
Yeah.
And then I went to Babes Right Out. I fixed it all up, trailered it, and it died on the way to the gas station.
How it goes?
Yeah, and I met this chick from Japan that was super rad. She worked on Hondas. She rented a 2015 Triumph Bonneville.
There you go.
And
yeah, Chris has a Bonneville he's super stoked about.
I
Anytime.
love it.
So we talk about Harleys all the time because those are
Yeah.
our favorites. But every moment this fool gets, he talks about his fucking Triumph like it's the end of the world, man. He loved that bike.
She purrs, and it's like butter riding that thing. Like, I love the rawness of a Harley where it's just like pop, 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 pop.
Yep.
Fucking dope. But, Triumph is for when I feel like a classy lady. I guess
Yeah,
you could
yeah,
say.
yeah.
Because I ended up buying the same exact bike because she just had me hop on the back of hers and we just went around Joshua Tree. So I sold my car and that bike and bought a Triumph.
Yep.
Yeah. And I said my next bike would be a Harley because I realized how dope they were.
Yeah.
And I got hit like a year later and here we are.
There you go. What is your favorite ride that you get to do? Or like, what's your favorite ride you've been on?
Dude, that's really tough. Like, I could do a top 5.
Yeah.
Like,
Do top 5. Go ahead. Whatever you want.
The Blue Ridge Mountains.
Blue Ridge Mountains.
Virginia. That was absolutely
I haven't
stunning.
been East Coast yet. I'm going to do it soon.
Oh,
Because the perfect ride is always when you're by yourself. All right, you're just a couple people doing your own thing.
Or when
It's
you
not
get
too-
lost.
So he leads the group, but then when other people ride, there's like, hey, why don't you lead the group? I'm like, I'm down as long as you like adding 2 hours to the trip and getting lost for that amount of time.
Yeah.
I'm down for it. But don't let me lead the group if you want to show up on time because we will never show up on time.
And that's the
not
best
how
part
it
of
works.
motorcycles, right?
Yeah.
It's
So I'm
all
always
about the
stuck when
journey.
they ask me, but then I'm like relying on him. He's just lead the group, you guys GPS, the music, whatever. I don't got to think about nothing but enjoying the ride. So that's my favorite for sure.
Absolutely, dude.
Yeah,
Same
100%.
boat.
So how many Babes Ride Out have you done?
I've been to 2. I only went to 2. It's too big, like coming to big events like this where I'm like, I'm overstimulated.
Yeah.
But, Babes Ride Out is how I got to meet a lot of my riding buddies starting out. Like, I tell women who want to ride and you're starting out, like, I'm trying to find my pack. I'm like, go to Babes Ride Out.
Yeah.
Like, you can meet people. Like,
Because it can be intimidating, especially coming to Born Free or other events where there's so many fucking chopper bro dudes coming out.
yeah, and
you've got
everybody looks
chopper
so
mom-
fucking cool. And you're
Yeah,
like,
dude.
ugh.
Super intense. They're like, oh, all these guys are ugly teddy bears. You know what I mean? Like,
Once you get to know them, you're
yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh,
They're
so
stand up front.
sensitive.
You're just like, fuck, I don't want to talk to this guy. And then you like drink a beer with them and you talk with them. You're like, oh, fuck, these are like the coolest people in the world right here. They know where it's at.
Absolutely.
They got the right mindset for sure.
It's like letting people know if you ever feel unsafe in a situation, find the biggest motherfucker you can. Can I say that?
Yeah,
Find the
100%.
biggest motherfucker you can and just be like, hey, I don't feel comfortable in my situation, they will take care of you.
Yeah, 100%.
Dude,
and
like-
it's not even just the guy thing. That's just motorcycling in general. You know what I mean?
Like, if I had a pack of
like
bad bitches and they're like, we got you, boo. Like,
yeah, dude, 100%. Because I'll be riding, like, I'll see someone on the road, and any chance I get, I'll pull over and be like, dude, what do you need? What's going on here? And it couldn't matter less whether someone's on, like, a sport bike or a chopper or a fucking cruiser or whatever. It's because when you get in a motorcycle, you're part of a gang. Like, not like an MC, right? That's their own thing. But it's like, once you're into motorcycling, it's a whole culture behind it. Like, we're all about it. I could care less if you're on metric or American, but, like, you're fucking riding, I got some respect for you. You know what I mean? Yeah.
I totally get that. 2 wheels is 2 wheels.
2 wheels is 2 wheels.
And like, you know, and trikes. You know, I had a friend who was paralyzed and like was started to gain mobility, and it's like they just want to fucking ride because it's a part of you. Like there's
dude, who gives a shit if it's got 3? As long as you're doing dangerous shit, fucking go for it, dude. 100%.
I have a friend who he lost half of his leg in a motorcycle accident. Now he starts his bike with his like fire leg. It's amazing. Yeah, I'm like, yeah, brother.
Yeah, brother. Yeah, dude, 100%.
Oh, dude, yeah, hell yeah, brother.
There you go, dude. All the time when we get out here, fucking we're riding up and we see all these old heads coming on their bikes. We're just like, holy shit. Hell yeah, brother. Fuck yeah.
Commitment to the game, yeah.
Commitment to the game. So we're not leaving you out. What kind of bike do you want to get? Like now that you know that you want to get a bike, what are you trying to get? What's your dream bike?
I don't have a dream bike yet, but I do. I love a Harley. I love a vintage bike. So it's something that's probably going to fall apart on me a bunch and I'm going to have to work on. But like, I don't have a set in stone.
Or some inspiration to the ladies that are out there that are still kind of on the fringe, that are like,
dude, first and foremost, take an instructor riding class. Like you guys say, you're instructor rider, instructors at Harley.
Yeah.
Like taking the class, that was the first time I got to ride my own bike. And you know, I wasn't too good with the stops in the beginning, but they passed me because I had this stupidest, like biggest smile on my face, like catching bugs in my teeth. I'm like, this is so cool, doing the smallest little lap circles. Like, take the class, make sure you feel confident in doing it too.
Dude, it's 100% about how you can manage your anxiety. Like I tell all the students that I have, 90% of it's all the nonsense going in your head. Like physicality wise, it's not hard to pick up a bike no matter what size it is.
Yeah.
It's all about how you go in your head, because the more anxious you get, the more tense you get. The more tense you get, the more the bike responds. If you want it to be smooth, right? Like if you can calm down and just be like, hey dude, this is what it is, do the best you can, you're gonna find more success in it. Right? And you can't get any benefits without taking any risks. Like as long as you recognize when you get on these, these things can fucking kill us, but the amount of endorphins I get out of it, the amount of therapy I get from riding a bike, dude, it's so beneficial that it's like, when you weigh the pros to cons, like, yeah, dude, I'm risking my life. But at the end of the day, as long as I survive, it's the coolest shit in the entire world.
Right?
Like, there is nothing better than getting home and getting your driveway and getting off the bike and be like, I fucking made it, dude. I fucking made it.
I fucking made it, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I got hit on my Triumph. I broke my L1 vertebrae.
Yeah.
And the first thing I did when I heard that, I was like, cool, I got to get a new bike because my bike was totaled out. It was still fractured when I started riding again because it's just like, it's a need. Like, it is therapy. It is feeling like the best version of yourself.
Yeah.
So ladies, fucking go out and take a class.
Yeah.
Watch Moto Maidens. You will find your tribe. Go to Babes Night Out. Go to Dream Roll. Just get yourself out there and you will be happy and it'll be the best decision of your life.
100%. 100%. Thank you so much for doing this. I really appreciate it. Yeah. Nice job. Yeah, say your guys' Instagrams again so people can find you.
Shotgun Liz.
There you go.
And for Moto Maidens, it's at, is it underscore? Look for Moto Maidens. And then mine's is Savvy_Sabs.
There you go. Perfect. Thank you so much.
Moto Maidens, the Harley app, and on YouTube, and see clips on TikTok and Instagram.
There you go. It's not just underground, ladies. You can get at it anywhere.
And Rapid Reality. Donate money to the dogs.
Yeah. Save the animals, dude. Get after it.
Now, technology.
Right. So for the people to know, who are you?
I am Becky Gable, aka actually it's Axel.
There you go.
I'm from Canada. I live here in Long Beach, California now.
When did you move down here from Canada?
Like almost 6 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah, I moved down here in a van because I was waiting on a work visa, and I lived in a van for like 4 months, just trying to figure out how to live in this country.
Yeah.
And I figured it out.
Yeah, we don't make it easy, that's for sure.
No, you don't.
Not as easy as getting into Canada.
Yeah, unless you have a DUI, and then you cannot go there for 10 years.
So how long have you been riding for?
Well, I grew up in like the farmlands up there, so I always kind of like rode and drove things, dirt bikes and just like old cars and stuff. And my mom had a motorcycle, a Honda Rebel, so I would ride that when I was like 15. And then, yeah, I bought a scooter when I was like 19 because I needed free parking at my university.
Yeah.
And then I just was like, damn, I just want to ride a motorcycle. Like, I'm ready. So I bought a 1986 Suzuki GS 450.
There you go.
When I was like 21.
Yeah.
And then ever since then, I just kind of like got more and more into it. And then Instagram happened.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh shit, I could like make a job out of this.
Yeah.
So now I'm just kind of like hustling this like social media, like women's rider events, all sorts of stuff, you know, just all to do with like content and just riding. Like I was like, let's make riding a job.
Yeah.
So just figured it out. All right, we're at Axel's Hideout right now. It's an all women's motorcycle exhibit that's sponsored by Harley Davidson at Born Free. It became a thing because I was an invited builder at Born Free 13.
There you go.
And then Born Free 14 was happening, and the boys were like, we need another girl. And we were trying to find a girl, and I was like, hey, listen, like, no girls want to do this. There wasn't many that were like down and whatever.
Yeah.
So I was like, let's just celebrate some women that already have a dope bike. Like there's so many cool chicks that already have bikes that are either built or that they painted or that they ride the shit out of, whatever. So I was like, let's just celebrate them. And now we're on like round 3.
Yeah.
So, and the evolution is like happening, you know?
In the popular areas.
Yeah.
So, how many bikes have you built before you got to this pan?
Well, okay, I was not really building full bike builds, right? I like was riding choppers and breaking them because they were pieces of shit.
That's
like,
how it goes.
They were just terrible bikes, and that's how I got into wrenching, right?
Yeah.
Was just like having to, being broken down, whatever. And then I got invited to build a race bike for Moto America, like a full road race track bike. And I built an entire bike from like a brand new Royal Enfield GT 650. So I documented that whole thing, building the race bike. And then the boys at Born Free, I've already been coming to this event for fucking like 10 years, right?
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, you build now? Like, do you want to build a bike for Born Free?
Oh, big surprise.
Yeah. And I was like, no, you guys, come on. And then they kind of roped me into it. Harley Davidson ended up sponsoring me. So, hi guys. And so then I was like, oh, there's some money to spend here. So Harley helped me pay to build this. So I was able to like get all the help I needed, pay a painter to help me like paint it, pay the chrome guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I found the motor. It was like completely just a basket case in a box. And I built my bike at a motorcycle shop that rebuilds old Harley motors. So I rented a space throughout the whole time that I was building this bike, paid rent, got a lift to sponsor me. And they kind of helped me put the motor together. So I went through the entire motor from top to bottom, learned how that all works.
And that was your first time messing with a panhead?
Yeah. Oh yeah. This is my first, like I have a Dyna. There's like other bikes I have and shit, but this is my first like big twin old Harley.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did mostly ride Evo Sportsters. I just had this opportunity, so I just did it.
What's your favorite bike you've ever ridden?
That's such a hard question because like I love they're all so different, you know? Like I really loved road racing and like I love riding a chopper from fucking Canada to Mexico and just being like having my bike in Mexico and being like, holy fuck, I rode this piece of shit here. Like
now, when you did the Canada to Mexico, did you take PCH all the way down?
Every
my goodness.
My friends are humping each other behind you guys.
That's awesome.
Hell yeah. There you go.
Hey, you want to do the interview?
Yeah, come out here. It's all good.
Hey, are you stealing my alcohol?
Yes, but it's for my friends.
There you go.
She stole it.
Yeah.
But
So,
I knew you would say it's okay.
so yeah, what do you ride?
99 Sportster.
What do you ride?
This is our bike.
69 shovel.
Bike ever.
How do you like that?
It's
It's the best bike ever.
Yeah.
It gets around.
Yeah, it gets around.
So
I have
for
an
a job,
amazing
somebody
husband who built
touch.
to be, no trouble.
There you go. Hell yeah. Yeah, come on in here, all three of you.
So, for the ladies that are out there that are on the edge looking in and want to come in and to ride bikes, what would you tell them?
Do it. Get a bike. Start with a small one. Get comfortable, and go. Yeah.
Just as simple as that.
What she said.
Yep.
Yeah. What she said. Yeah.
Do it by yourself.
I can just do it.
That easy.
I do have one more question though.
What?
So when you were getting into bikes, how welcoming was it versus what you expected?
I don't know. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. I just
yeah.
get on my bike and I fucking ride. And if they don't like it, go fuck yourself.
And look at what Becky's doing. Becky makes it so that anyone is welcome.
Yeah, hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah, don't hate the player, hate the game.
Hell yeah. There you go. Thank you so much. We really appreciate it.
Hey, my name's Chris. I'm from the Soul Mark Recycling Podcast. Mark, who are you?
Mark from Rusty Butcher, Mark the Butcher, everyone knows me as, so. Just
Gotcha.
the ding dong who rides the Sportsters.
So can you tell me about the inspiration? Why'd you put the grill on that Sportster, dude?
That whole bike I bought as a joke to make fun of people.
Right.
And it just like, every time I did something to it, it's like,
Right.
what stupid shit can I do, you know? It's just, I saw a grill at Home Depot that said Dyna on it, and
Right.
it's the Dyna grill.
That's cool, man. Hey, one thing that I've been following you, I know this has been built in Pan America and the off-road Sporties, right? That's
Yeah.
something I've really been interested in. Can you just tell me about what it was like racing that Sporty in the Mint 400?
It's the worst thing you could ever do. Honestly, I did an interview with the dude who owns the Mint 400, and he's like, "What do you think of this?" I'm like, "It's the biggest piece of shit I've ever raced in my life."
Right.
He goes, "Yeah, I know. It's like a badge of honor." I'm like, "Yeah, it's literally the biggest badge of honor ever, because it's the hardest, fucking, most grueling race you could ever want to race.
Right.
The terrain is gnarly, so it's like literally finishing the race is like such a trophy in itself. You know? It took me 4 years to win it. You know, I kept having complications, bikes breaking, all that, and like to finally win one, I was like, oh.
I used to do dirt bike tours out there on the same course, and the same thing. I raced Vegas Reno a couple times, same sort of deal.
It's the worst riding right there.
It's
dude.
like, oh man, like it was so miserable the first time. I get to do it back and do it again. One thing that I've noticed that you like to do is you like to take something like that's pretty stock and do your own thing. Like especially like, what made you want to do like off-road stuff with like a sports?
Originally, long story short, I had a brand that was pretty big. I got fucked over, and I walked away with nothing but $100,000 in lawyer fees. I had to sell off all my old choppers, all my old bike, everything that I had, my dirt bike, everything. And I grew up racing motocross, so I ended up keeping one Sportster. I got bored, so I started jumping it. And then I threw it up online, and it went crazy. I just jumped farther and jumped this, jumped that, and it just kind of grew the whole brand.
Got you. And do you make the kits, or you just raffling off the bikes? And
No, it's all my shit. I don't really like selling my bike. I mean, I always have a joke. You can get a $2,000 Sportster. You can put 20 grand into it, and you'll always get your $2,000 back. That's just how it works.
That's cool. I noticed that you're working on a new Pan America too.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think about that bike?
No comment.
No comment. All right, man. Well, that's cool.
I like my Sportsters.
Yeah, you like your Sportsters?
I think what Oliver from the Cut Rate did with his sport touring Pan Am is exactly what that bike should be.
Right.
For what I do in off-road racing and jumping and all that, it's not the ticket for me.
Yeah,
it's a good bike. It's so fast.
Right.
So unbelievably fast. Right. But it's like I can't use that power in the dirt.
Right.
Because it turns into
it's too much.
chainsaw in the dirt. You know?
Yeah, for sure. Right. So if I got a Sporty and there was like 4 or 5 things that I could do to make it ride it off road, what would they be?
Tall saddleman seat.
Right.
Because that's basically 4 inches of suspension.
Right.
Race tech front and rear.
Right.
And then off-road wheels. Good handlebars.
Nice, man.
Very simple.
Well, hey, Mark, I know you've been busy all day, and I've been a big fan, and thank you for taking the time to
no
talk
worries,
to me,
dude.
man. I appreciate you.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
So, thanks again, bro. I appreciate you, man.
Take it easy.